Welcome to the Elusive Truth with Rich and Larry. We're here. We survived the bad solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse or ellipse, whatever they were trying to throw down our throats. It was pretty cloudy here, so I didn't get to see anything. But I was definitely checking out all the YouTube sites and internet sites to see what was going on with this solar eclipse. I didn't see anything crazy or out of place. It was pretty tame. We're going to find out that it was a lot crazier than we thought it was. At least we didn't get to see it. You know what? We haven't heard from Larry in a while, and I want to make sure he's okay. So let's give him a call, make sure that he survived this solar eclipse, because I know he was worried, just like the rest of us. I mean, for weeks and months, this was going to be the Armageddon. It was going to be the takeover of the Draconians and the lizard people and portals and oh my goodness, and the rapture of Christ. It's all coming. It's happening. The great floods. Yet cloudy here. And the next day, sunny. So let's give Larry a call and see how we did. Have a listen.
Hello, Rich.
Larry, how are you doing today? Looks like you survived the crazy solar eclipse. How'd you do it?
We were cloudy here.
Yes, we know cloudies. Oh, my goodness. So, did you get a chance to listen to Dre OG Reacts?
Yeah.
It's
I
amazing.
just got partial of it.
Oh, my goodness. You have to go watch it. It's got a lot of crazy stuff on it. A lot of visuals. You know, we didn't see that stuff, but some people saw 3-4 different moons. That's crazy.
I know, and the ones that NASA showed us they wouldn't show the moon that close.
Yeah, it's totally different, and I had different feeds coming up, and they all had different views and different perspectives of that solar eclipse. Again, it's just a solar eclipse, and here we are. And the real big question I have to ask is, or I want answered, is what were they hiding? Well, what didn't they let us know?
What distraction was going on behind it? You know what I mean? Not up there, but I'm saying, everybody look up here, and don't turn around.
Yeah.
I can tell you what I found out yesterday from a good source.
Nice.
You ever heard of a Nisara Jasara?
I have heard of that.
And have you heard of the BRICS nations that have to have a asset-backed currency and not a fiat dollar?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there was an announcement yesterday. And guess who announced it? You know that guy who's a former something or another. You know, they call him the former president. Oh, yeah, the former president. and that guy's making announcements still. What's he doing making announcements, being a former dude? He announced yesterday, I'm building it up, that we are officially in BRICS.
Huh.
You know the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and they all have to have, asset-backed currencies with metals, diamonds, gold, oil, resources, whatever. DJT has officially announced America is in BRICS. Oh, what do you think of that, Rich?
I don't know. That's, again, I've been too worried about the Jesus coming to save us or the Anunnaki. We're going to have to battle them with this crazy solar eclipse. And the only thing I can tell you from this is I have a full tank of gas, I have some water, and we have some food stocked up. So I guess we're doing all right.
I think we all have enough to hang out for a month.
Yeah. Oh, my, I tell you, this clown world is unbelievable. You know, and Biden is still doing his crazy stuff. And here we are. And it's funny how all this push about the eclipse and then to basically back to nothing again, like no big deal. But before, National Guard, schools closing, traffic's going to be a nightmare. Don't look at the sun. I mean, just crazy stuff. And
Texas had a bunch of restrictions for commercial vehicles on that day.
Yeah, well, they're expecting a big giant flood. Remember, a big flood was going to crisscross America. Earthquakes.
The Mississippi was going to split?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Portals open, white and red dragons fighting each other. And, oh, man.
Well, I'm just happy to hear that, you've heard of our currency called the fiat dollar, right?
Well, no. Last time I talk to you, we were talking about the rainbow currency.
Well, that's the one that our new currency is. But, when the Federal Reserve prints money, it's called fiat. Fiat.
Okay.
And we have a fiat dollar, which is literally an old Latin or Greek word, Latin word that says, here's what our dollar was named after. Let it be done. just let it be done. We can print all the money we want because we say so.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's what we've done. We did.
Or the Federal Reserve, right? The Federal Reserve did that. The Federal
Reserve is done. They may not seem it. They haven't announced it. They haven't even told that Trump has officially announced that the U.S. in BRICS, and we have more gold than any other nation on Earth.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what the markets do in the next day or two.
Yeah, they're going up and down.
That's what props them up.
Well, I've been watching Bitcoin lately, and it's been going up and down, back down, and then back up, back up. And then when you got people like Warren Buffett saying cryptocurrency, you don't need it, stay away from it, it's a losing prospect, but yet he's turning around, dumping millions into crypto. So again, clown world is at its finest, and most people tend to be sheep or put their heads in the sand and goes, oh, this will pass. I'll let the government take care of me because they take such good care of us.
Yeah, la, 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 la. I don't hear a thing. I don't know what's going on. I just want to go to work and drink my six-pack on Fridays.
Yep, exactly. And then the craziest thing I woke up to this morning is that, you ever heard of a guy named O.J. Simpson?
The guy that had it all?
Well, apparently he doesn't have anything anymore. He is crossed over. Apparently he passed away yesterday at the age of 76. That
should be news.
Well, it is news, and it's starting to come up, but it's just amazing, the whole history of O.J. Simpson, from rooting for him as a football player to being in Hertz and Samsonite commercials, running through airports.
Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, I mean, the typical perfect life, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
the beautiful white wife.
Man, it's just crazy. And then how it just rocked the nation with all this stuff. And then finally, he being acquitted, but then getting arrested for something with his sports memorabilia that he was trying to recover from being stolen. Yeah, but they threw him in jail. Then he came back out, and then he was kind of quiet. And I heard he was playing golf and whatnot. But then all of a sudden, here we are. He passed just another.
How old is he? How old was he?
76.
Oh.
Yeah. Just crazy.
I'm gonna have to look for that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it just never stops, and we're constantly being bombarded with all sorts of information. The hard part is figuring out what is true and how it actually relates to us. So
there's so much controlled opposition. I feel like, you just have to be like a hawk or an eagle, flying above, observe everything you see, and then you can decide. And that's what I try to do now, because there's so much paid, controlled opposition.
Well, we have to look in towards ourselves, raise our vibrations, and keep the negativity out. And it's just like I said, it's day by day. What's going to be the next tragedy, the next crazy thing? They're constantly keeping us in a state of fear and assuring us the whole while that they have it under control and we're safe with them. And the more you see it, the more I tell you.
Trust the government.
Yes, absolutely.
Loving it though, Rich.
Yeah, I do look forward to you getting another report from Godzlewski, what's really been going on, because we've been hornswoggled with this solar eclipse type deal. But again, Dre just put out a video, and wow, I don't think we're out of this mess yet for some reason.
No, but I think the real news that we're going to get is not from the television anymore or MSN, mainstream media networks. Our real news is going to be from actual truthers and podcasters.
Yes, because you can clearly see a narrative that the media has been pushing on everything. And most of my research comes from independent people that actually give you the where, what, who, why, and when. You know what I mean? These other people, they constantly, they say the same thing over and over and over again, and they repeat it till we actually believe it, or most of the people believe it, and then we just move on. And that's how they take care of us.
Well, and it's all negative energy. I can't even watch the news where there's even any good segments.
No, they don't have any good segments. They're no feel-good pieces anymore. I remember 60 Minutes always ended with a good 5 minutes of something pleasant, something uplifting. That was back in the day. Now here we are. The new future is upon us. Let's see. We're wide open. The truth is out there, and we're starting to learn about it. I appreciate your time, and I really
thank you so much.
Glad that you and your family is okay, and we'll be talking to you soon, buddy.
Thank you so much. They're Rich, and we will be real soon.
All right. You take care.
And God bless you, and stay away from the negative influences.
Yes, because they're everywhere. It is always good to hear from Larry, and I'm glad that he did survive this horrible eclipse of 2024. See, you think I'm crazy, but listen, here's the next one. Creepy TikToks got weirder after the solar eclipse that might help you prepare. Dre OG reacts. I'm telling you, you have to watch it. You really do. You'll get a lot more out of it. But listening, strange things happened. They really did. Have a listen.
That within 5 years, Jesus is coming, and he's still coming.
The lies of the solar eclipse are exposed. Tons of people on YouTube and TikTok were pushing fear for a paycheck so they can get paid from YouTube and TikTok. Lies to the American people, while raking in thousands of followers from slave-minded humans in America that will believe anything no matter what someone says. Did I tell you nothing was going to happen? What happened to the fact that it was an X over Texas and that it was going to be big shootouts in Texas?
Big shootouts? Who was saying that? Y'all gotta send me the video who said it was gonna be a shootout.
Many people in Texas were supposed to pass away. What happened to the fact that you shouldn't be at large gatherings because there's possibly a bomb that was going to go off? People were going to be standing to the sky and their eyes are going to turn big and black. What happened to the fact that there were supposed to be earthquakes that came from Texas all the way up to New York or Maine or something like that? There was supposed to be a river that just came out of nowhere from Texas all the way up to Maine. You know, I can expect this from weak men because weak men will do anything for a paycheck to survive because they can't make money and they'll do anything for money. All of you people out there, you actually believe any of these people that was telling this. If I didn't say it, then it wasn't happening. Because one, I have enough common sense that it don't matter what people on TikTok, YouTube, or the mainstream news say. When something goes down, you will never see it coming.
Yeah.
No matter what people try.
Hey, didn't I tell y'all that the other night? If regardless of what we look at, it's gonna be too late when it start happening.
I gotta tell you, how many times that people told you something was gonna happen and nothing has ever happened. See, this is why they can call people conspiracy theorists. The way the game is played is sometimes they like to allow y'all to go ahead and push all this fear on the internet so that the word conspiracy theorist upholds itself. Right? So when y'all pushing these lies, they can say, look at that person. He's a conspiracy theorist. And that's what the problem is. When something is going to happen, you will never see it coming. You are local. You are gone in the head. And when they call you names of conspiracy theorists, you deserve it. Because then you listen to all this trash and then you run back and tell your friends and family, oh, this is what's going to happen, this is going to happen. And then it don't happen. And now you looking stupid. I didn't tell nobody nothing was going to happen because I already knew nothing was going to happen. And you would do anything to turn on American people. This is why I don't trust nobody in this weak country. I will never hang around nobody because you don't know what someone will do to you behind your back for money. You don't know because somebody like me, especially an outspoken person like myself, well known around the world, telling the truth about what's going on in the world, I could never allow any of you people around me because there's no telling what you will say or do for money.
TikTok, let me tell you something, because I'm not playing with your ass. You done got me praying to the goddamn ground, praying over the birds and the bees. You got me worshiping the grass, you know what I'm saying? I done got all these weapons. Bitch, we done did all this extra grocery shopping because I thought we was finna fight some zombies. I thought we was gonna fight some other aliens. I was ready for the bullshit. Y'all done lied. Y'all just lie so much. Every time something come out your mouth is damn lie. That's all y'all do is lie. I was really hoping that I was finna fight some demons, you know what I'm saying? I was finna fight some aliens, some zombies. I thought we was finna turn this mother up. But now since the eclipse is over, ain't shit happened. Like, where are the zombies to kill? Where are the demons? Like, bitch, y'all are full of shit. I ain't never listening to TikTok ever again. And y'all just lie. That's all y'all do is just lie. Y'all made it seem like God was coming to save us. I was ready to be unalive and go to heaven, but y'all ass is just lying. That's all y'all do is lie at the top of y'all lung. Every time y'all mouth open up, a lie roll the out. And I am sick of this. Y'all ain't never got to worry about me listening to TikTok again. Hell, y'all probably even lied about Diddy at this point because all y'all do is lie.
Feel me? But look, that's crazy. They're waiting for an opportunity, but for it not to happen. But they said, like, in the spiritual world, people are saying it's going to take like 40 days or something like that for you to see the, the effects of what's happening. But it is what it is. But if you think about it, though, I critically think, if you think about it, when they say that you're getting information from the sun, the downloads, you got to think you're on Wi-Fi. You're not completely plugged into the Ethernet cord. The Ethernet cord is a lot faster. A download takes a lot more time. You feel me? So I don't know. Do y'all think it's something to that or not? Y'all let me know in the comments right here. I'm watching y'all. But look, then we got people out here in the world like this. It's levels to this. Us on here, we can think, critically. We can have a good time with this. We can laugh and have a good time. But you got to think, look, this right here is an NPC, y'all.
Hey, bro, I'm never listening to you third eye woke in. Like, y'all told me Jesus was about to come back. We about to get superpowers, start levitating and shit. Monsters about to start coming out the ground, all type of shit. It's a normal ass day. Normal ass day outside. Ain't happening. This eclipse is overhyped. That's right as hell. About to cook the phone though. I got the men in black glasses on out here. Dibble.
And then I'm in Texas, so I was right in the line of totality. So right after the eclipse happened, a big storm came through. I don't know. To me, this eclipse, it just felt very cleansing. It felt very, very cleansing. And I feel renewed and I feel refreshed. I don't know about y'all, but I feel good. I feel good as hell.
Hey, we're going to enter this segment right here. How many of y'all felt that, though? I ain't going to hold you. I got high energy, man. But when it came to it got around 8 o'clock, I sat on that damn couch, man. And I was feeling drained, too. I was knocked out, bro. I was asleep. You know how you sleep? You don't even know you sleep. I woke up. like hours later. I thought I was just sitting there watching TV. No, I'm out like a light. You feel me? So did that happen to y'all, or I'm just tripping? And I slept man. I didn't even have a dream though.
I have a very important message for the descendants of planet Tiamat. Yesterday, I had a powerful experience during the solar eclipse. I sun gazed in nature for about 2 hours. Now, when I sun gaze, I always get a euphoric feeling, but this feeling was magnified. I had a vibrating in the prefrontal cortex of my brain, and I seen a lot of fractal patterns. As I began to observe these fractal patterns, I noticed that they were rotating. They were rotating and actually changing shape. They resembled spinning orbs or crescents. They were every color in the rainbow, almost like the chakra system aligned. And I can definitely feel the intensity surging from the root chakra all the way to the crown chakra. The rainbow energy fractal patterns were pulsating every time I closed my eyes. Closing your eyelids during sun gazing releases vitamin D and increases neuromelanin. This cosmic phenomenon is not only terraforming the planet, it's also changing you simultaneously. You are going through a genetic upgrade, okay? Prepare to notice more synchronicities. Prepare to experience more Mandela effects, time dilations, weird or peculiar dreams. These things are going to start taking place. I would also like to talk about CERN. Yesterday, during the eclipse, CERN fired their Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. This device is a particle accelerator that smashes particles together at light speed. Now, CERN already came public and stated that they found a fourth dimensional ghost, okay? They're stating that they did see a ghost and their particle accelerator. This is confirmation that the portals that they're opening are allowing interdimensional beings to come through. Now, I believe NASA and CERN are working in synergy. NASA also fired 3 rockets at 3:33 p.m. The name of the mission was referred to as APEP, which was actually Apophis. In Greek was Apep, which was actually an Egyptian god of darkness and an enemy of the sun god Ra. APEP was said to be the polar opposite of Ma'at. Ma'at was about peace and love, and Apep was about chaos and destruction. As I stated, Apep went to war with Ra. He was opposed to the sun. Since the solar eclipse yesterday, there's various videos of shadow entities flying around the sun. Various dark winged entities flying around the sun and in the clouds. Important you stay centered. Stay out of the frequency of fear. Keep your frequency as high as possible. Stay in a heart chakra frequency. You want to emanate love. These archons and malevolent forces can't survive in 0-point energy. They cannot survive in a love frequency. I also recommend getting tools for spiritual protection. Crystals like shungite, obsidian, black tourmaline, orgone. These are all phenomenal for spiritual protection. Orgone is an energetic alchemist. It protects you from electromagnetic aura fields as well as psychic attacks. For all high-quality herbs, elixirs, and various crystals for spiritual protection, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies. Yesterday's solar eclipse was the personification of change and a new energy being ushered in. Right now, we are witnessing a great separation. You either go with the old way and flow into consumerism, or you step out and actually experience the great awakening and step into your higher primordial God self.
That's no moon. If it was, you would have seen it right before the eclipse and right after the eclipse. We haven't seen the moon in the sky all day except for this one moment right here. That is not the moon. Think about it. If that were the moon, it would have been lit up so bright right before it eclipsed the sun, brighter than we normally see it. But we didn't see that at all, and it would have been the same thing right after the eclipse. You would have seen the moon brighter than ever before, but you didn't. You didn't see it nowhere today except for this one time right here. If it were the moon, this is how it would have looked, if you believe what they tell you. This is how it would look right here, but it doesn't. That's not the way it looked. That's not what you've seen today. You didn't see the moon until it was supposedly covering the sun, because it wasn't the moon. This is what you saw. You seen a black object the same size as the sun move across it and turn it to darkness, but you didn't see that object before it got there, and you didn't see it after it passed the sun. Like I just showed you right here. This is what you would have seen if this is what they were telling you the truth. But that's not what you've seen, is it? That's not what you've seen at all. This is what you've seen. You didn't see the moon before. It supposedly crossed the sun. You didn't see it after. Now go back and listen to the song Black Hole Sun, and you will understand what you're looking at.
Hey, what the fuck?
Depends on your perspective. People were seeing different things, huh?
It was just two, like, it's two figures in the air. It's two figures in the air. It's three. Hey, it's like four on, bro. It's like four suns lined up. Nah, that's like, I see like, it's like three globes lined up together.
With this, you also see the lens flare too. The lens flare got two objects as well, so that's what I'm looking at. You feel me? Like y'all tracking?
And them damn clouds, bro.
It's kind of weird though.
That's crazy. Damn clouds, you can see it though.
So you don't think anything happened crazy during the eclipse today? Well, are you sure you were paying attention? Because I captured something crazy. This is the sun. That's a lens flare. So you tell me what that is. It's not a lens flare. And I've been saying for a while that the sun we see is just a projection from the sun in the firmament. And not only did I catch it, but my friend Brandon Thomas who has the Expanding Reality podcast, used a solar filter and not only caught one, but he caught two. And you guys might not be Bible believers, and that's okay, because I wasn't either, until I realized we didn't live on a globe. But if you look at what the Bible says, it talks about the sun being in the firmament. And not only that, but there being layers of the firmament. So if the sun was in the firmament, maybe we are seeing the reflections in the different layers of the firmament, where usually we just see the projection right here. And usually we can never see that reflection because the sun is so bright that it washes everything out. But when it's partially eclipsed, as seen by the lens flare, we see. And if you're an intellectually honest person and you see things like this that don't make sense in the heliocentric model, you really need to ask yourself, do I continue to believe what I've always believed, or should I seek truth? Truth that might just set you free and let you know that we're in a place that was created just for us. And the beautiful thing is, the choice is yours. You can stay in your beliefs because it's comfortable, it's comfy, it's a cozy little blanket. Or you can take the hard road and seek truth and true knowledge. But as always, this is just my opinion. You know I'm just a satire account purely for entertainment purposes. And I have to give credit where credit is due. David Weiss, the man who created this app, was the first person to ever show me that the sun we see might just be a projection from the source inside the firmament.
Hey, we build
so
and keep
download
watching.
his app. It's a wealth of information involving flat Earth. Use my code FITFLAT when you sign up, and have a good day.
Realistically, I'll say again with comfortability, because China already showed you that they're capable of doing it. What makes you think that we didn't have one up there, or whoever created this Earth before this didn't have one? You know, just throwing it out there. None of us really know for sure, but this is real. It's very real.
I will give $10,000 to anybody that can prove me wrong here. I promise you won't.
We're building, though.
So I'm
Keep
reading
watching
through old CIA files. Here's a good starter. Is just the CIA basically, in their words, not mine, showing that a brainwave can turn into a particle just like a radio wave turns into a photon. Turns out this explains the whole universe, far beyond most people's comprehension. I'm going to explain it in my best layman's terms. Stick around for maybe 2 minutes and this will make way too much sense. So to start, I was reading a declassified document on warp drives. That's weird. Basically, bending space in one way and at a higher point in another causes space and time to move around you. Those don't seem really interlinked yet until you start understanding that space and time is its own dimension. And you look at some of their summaries of this, and this was written in the 80s. It was a concept, but it's talking about the Large Hadron Collider, like what CERN does. And I mean, I've seen so many articles on CERN people saying that their collider is haunted. Like there's a specter in there. It's weird. Forget all that. It's just interesting to think about. Now we go to a file like this, where they're studying research in human paranormal abilities. So think about the gateway process. I did a video on this. I did 2 videos on these concepts. Watch them first. They're pinned, or just watch this one. I'll do my best to explain it. But this is basically the 4th dimension. This is a tesseract in 4D. Think about Interstellar at the end when he goes in the black hole and he's manipulating the past. How is that scientifically sound? It wasn't until now. Now here's another one of those that would make more sense to us. Picture this is your future. Say it's a kitchen. This is your present, your bathroom, and this is your living room, which is the past, like your house. But they're all moving by default of nature and intersecting at different points. So when he enters the black hole and goes into Murphy's room, he's not in the 3rd dimension anymore. He's in the 4th. Therefore, he can manipulate the past, backed by science. So how does this explain the universe and human paranormal abilities? So when you map out something like the flower of life, which I have a video on also pinned, watch it or don't, you get something like a torus, which also explains electromagnetic fields. This was not proven until we discovered that the platypus can detect who is what with its beak because of these fields. It goes underwater, its eyes and ears shut down, it's blind and deaf, yet it can pick up electromagnetic fields from your brainwaves enough to know friend from food. And again, these brainwaves turn into particles. We're starting to kind of get somewhere here with how does all this work? There's 5 dimensions. Now, here is a good example of all of these, but it's 2D. It's, we can't really map that out. We can't perceive it. But picture line, dimension 1, square, dimension 2. That would be where we live. You can go up, down, left, right, forwards, and backwards. It's 3D. Then you have the 4D, which was the tesseract I just showed earlier, Murphy's room. And then a 5-dimensional cube, which turns into a light hologram. What the f is a light hologram? First, just understand how dimensions work. If you had an anthill, a pet anthill in a 2D space, it could never know you exist because it can't perceive you. So you dump a bucket of water on it, and it's like their whole world flooded as an act of God. It's interesting to think about, but just follow it here. Us living in the 3D could never perceive this or this. But we have proof that this exists because we have space and time and ways to manipulate it. So now we look back to these CIA files, and they show even in the 19th century that physicists knew that the 3D was not enough to prove the fundamentals of life, of nature. And they go on to say that it's more so our consciousness projecting thoughts out that affects our reality. How does that work, and why does this make sense? They're actually all very interconnected.
And this information is right here. You can look this stuff up. You feel me? That's what old boy ain't want to do with this right here. Look this information up and read it for yourself. Ain't nobody trying to force feed you or force you to do something that you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? This is real. They're talking about it right in front of your faces. This is things that we talk about that people need to look more into. It's fun looking at those other videos, but look at these documents that they have on some. Imagine when they're showing you these documents, imagine what they're not telling you.
And again, really weird that the oldest history we have, people knew this, but this is that flower of life I'm talking about overlaid on a quantum carpet, which is used to measure density and spaces between particles. So these guys knew something we didn't, and they figured it all out with circles. The government knows it, and most of us don't. And frankly, it's pretty damn confusing until someone explains it out. But if you stick around, this will make too much sense. So picture something like this being the universe we live in, projecting light inwards. Our consciousness would be a part of that because we're creating particles with our thoughts, whether we can see them or not. Kind of goes over the science of manifesting, also heavily seen in the gateway files. It's weird. It is super weird, but it concretely proves that we live in a 5-dimensional reality, and by physics and getting as far down as the quantum level, it's a hologram of light. And again, the platypus proves this. So do these gateway files and even our ancient history. We live in a hologram of light. I'm not saying this. I mean, I kind of am, but I'm just reading off these files. We live in a hologram of light, and we produce electromagnetic impulses through our brain, through our heart, that can directly input on our reality. So now you think about stuff like fear-mongering. Little out there, but follow me. If we're all focused on something bad is going to happen. Then you look at stuff like an eclipse or the war on drugs. I mean, all these different things, and it creates fear, it creates hate. Okay, follow me. If everybody loved more, it would directly change this, because as a collective, we have more power than as a singular being. I mean, I know tons of people who would talk about manifesting. In fact, all of my rich friends swear by it. I'm starting to myself because I see results. It's not one of those things that makes sense until you start looking at the science. But it's weird. Just really think on this for a minute. Follow dimensions upwards, and it's irrefutable. 10 grand. Prove me wrong. You won't. Also, if you made it this far in the video, you're not here because you think you can win 10 grand. You're here because I put up some of the gateway noises that you can't consciously hear, but your consciousness picks up on. Go listen to those gateway tapes. They will open your mind and change your life.
But he was making, the math was mathing. He was making sense on how to explain where we're at, man. A lot of our most brilliant minds done broke this down to us and told us where we're at, but it's hard to believe for some people because all you see is skin and bones and blood and stuff like that, you know, our vessels, but we are not this vessel. We're the energy controlling this vessel. So we're not this. We've had many lifetimes. Because what we know about energy can't be created or what? Destroyed. We building.
In any place where you have a speaker, a singer, a performer, a movie, that's why they have these cineplexes going on now, not only to save money, but to get you corralled under one dome. And once you do that, you have a brain that has 2 lobes, 5 divisions. You have your left brain and your right brain. One is called logical, the other is called rational. Actually irrational, because the right brain is like a 5-story building, a block square, and the left brain's like a Quonset hut. You've got the left brain controlling a 5-story building with everything you can think of in it, and this is where we give most of our attention to the so-called logical brain. So once the logical brain, which supposedly differentiates and teaches you right from wrong, makes you use logic and governorship by logic, once the left brain is occupied, logically looking at, singing, dancing, whatever it is, and getting your attention, the right brain can be easily accessed. When the right brain can be easily accessed, interesting things happen. The right brain believes anything that it hears in your tenor of voice, your modulation of voice, your volume of voice, everything about your vibration, anytime it hears it, it believes it. Under hypnosis, you deaden the left brain, the logical reasoning, conspiracy brain, and you open up the right brain. Drugs can do it, but a simple thing like using the spoken word can now do it too. Because in many of these places, they are wired for sound that you do not hear. They're wired to work on a frequency that the left brain doesn't pick up, but the right brain does. I have a workshop. That's the way I got through school so fast people couldn't understand. In fact, they accused me of cheating. I didn't have to cheat because the Creator had already cheated for me. I found out an easy way to access the right brain which forgets nothing, and how to tag it, call it up when I need it. It's still doing it, but now it's doing it without your control. The key is to be able to control the genie, the jinn, the wonderful spiritual inside you that begs for freedom and gets locked up. Your right brain can do just about anything you imagine because it is your key to spirit, mind, and soul. Through the pineal gland and the king's chamber and the lower queen's chamber, which is nothing but the hypothalamus of the 2 biggest organs and glands in your body, that separates you from the beast and everything else, and they deaden it. So once you're occupied with the left brain, they can now send down a high frequency signal to your right brain. You won't even then been implanted, and you'll carry out every instruction that it gives you because your governor is off. Your modulator is gone. And then they tell you to forget that it was gone if you remember to forget. Huh? I love playing with you because they already are. I do it with love. They do it with malice, aforethought, and hate, and envy. Worse than that, they envy you. You don't even know why you're envying, but you are. Anything that speeds up 6 times over and becomes a blur is what your right brain hears. Anything below that is what your left brain, logical brain hears, and your right brain just goes to sleep and say, well, it's another foolish day. Another day I can sleep because people ain't ready. They're not operating on a vibration fast enough. Well, in spite and despite of you, the planet is now going to operate on a frequency that's fast enough. And if you don't catch up, you're going to die. You're going to die anyway. But you'll die faster if you can't keep in synchronous, in harmony, in vibrational rational with the planet. Your planet is speeding up its vibrational rate. It's creating a magnetic field. Magnetism is for the spiritual people. It's for people with souls. It's what our planet used to have before the moon was put here, before all the Dracons came here and tried to make it part of their galaxy and tried to create humanoids, succeeded in one, failed in the other, but they're still trying. I just told you a lot right there. I don't know how many of you heard me, but I tried. At this time, there's a battle between the draconic forces called snake people, alligator people, reptile people, whatever you want to call them, that are egg-born, have no souls, and the soul womb-borns who are just beginning to find out how you fought the battle and licked them before, but now they're licking you and you know what they're licking you in. Because it's a time when you're going backwards instead of forwards. And as you try to awaken, they put more stress on you. Reverse mortgages, subprime loans, bills sending twice a month to you, taxes, overtaxing,
Really being appreciated.
depleted uranium, shots, vaccines. Here comes the next flu. Here comes the next epidemic. Here's something going to fall on your head from space. Anything to keep you so stressed out that you cannot take time to meditate and to think. Anything to make you think that material things are the only thing you have in life when you were born here to learn that the spiritual value is what you really must come back to.
And you just thought that the solar eclipse was over and done with. Oh my. Did you hear all that was going on? It's crazy, but enlightening. This stuff's never going to end. It's always going to be upon us. It's a battle, just like they've been saying. Better yet, go to Dre OG Reacts on YouTube. Watch the video. It makes a lot more sense if you can watch half of the stuff that you just heard about. Dre OG Reacts. Awesome. It's just what we needed. Speaking of YouTube, it just came out with a new YouTube channel, Stazrich Realities. So far, it's just going to have a couple videos of me driving around on a motorcycle. Larry and I have plans. We're going to go camping. We're going to find Bigfoot. And we're going to give you video footage of UFOs. Oh, it's going to be a hoot. So we'll see where this takes us. And with that, I want to thank you for listening. And again, there's a lot to take in on this. How did you do during the solar eclipse? I'm sure you did fine, but did you see any of the stuff that was just reported? Wow. There we go, down another rabbit hole. Well, keep looking for the elusive truth. God loves you. We love you. Take care, and we will see you soon, because Clown World is not going away anytime soon. Take care. Bye-bye.